What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another one of my FIFA 20 Ultimate Team videos on the channel guys. And this one today is going to be something I haven't done in a little while. It's just going to be a video purely dedicated to one SBC. Obviously we had an SBC in the previous video yesterday, but that was obviously kind of a general Future Stars thing. This is focused on one SBC today only. It's not a Future Stars one, but it's something that has been released as kind of part of the event. And I believe there is a little bit of a link between the player because this player did have a Future Stars card last year. So there's a little bit of a link there. But it's actually a Player Moments SBC, guys. Now, we've had a few of these throughout the year. And the particular one that we have got today, if I can find it, is this guy right here. So, Upamecano, this is DAYOT Upamecano, but I think he's actually, yeah, it's DAYOT or DAYOT. I don't know, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but we're just going to say Upamecano for the purpose of the video. So, interesting card. Honestly, this is it's a disappointing SBC in my opinion. I feel like they've messed up a little bit with this one, EA, and I'll explain why. But looking at the kind of like the stats on the card, it looks solid, to be honest. It looks like a decent player. Only an 86 rated card though. But he does have 85 pace, 85 defending, 89 physical. What I would say is there are a lot of cards out there right now, a lot of centre backs that have those sort of stats. You know, just literally yesterday they released the Future Stars second squad, which had a few centre backs that were almost identical to this guy. There's a lot of cards out there now that can do what this Upamecano does. So by no means is he going to stand out above any other players, in my opinion. I think you also have to look at, obviously, you know, different players from different leagues and different nationalities. So there's going to be different ways of kind of fitting individuals into certain teams. If we want to look at it that way, you know, there's a plethora of French centre backs out there, which we'll have a look at now. Just have to excuse that squad. That's just for the offline icon swaps. But if we go and have a look at some centre backs, so let's start with just French ones. There's a few options this year, to be fair. I mean, you know, we can talk about icons, but we'll disregard icons because, you know, only a select few can afford these. I mean, some of them aren't necessarily like ridiculously expensive, but not everyone kind of thinks of an icon as their go-to player in a centre back position. Not everybody's kind of like in such a fortunate position, so we'll disregard icons. But just looking at it in general, I mean, just like Laporte is not bad, to be fair. I'm not going to go out there and say that he's at the level of Upamecano because he's not as quick, but he's a decent French centre back. But for me, yeah, we've got Varane. Varane has a few different special cards now as well, which some people might be able to afford. So we've got the headliner, which obviously is a dynamic card, so that could go up. A couple of like his informs as well, we'll see as well. But we've got this Future Star, Camara. Like, you know, you look at that and it looks better, to be honest. It looks better because it's such a boost on like the dribbling and the passing. Like pace is just slightly lower, the defending and physical near enough the same, just kind of like vice versa really, isn't it? But he's still like really good centre back there, so it's another option. And then of course if you want to look at some of the slightly more cheaper sweaty options that people have been using throughout the year. There's the thing, guys, like people kind of build relationships with particular players that they've used and players that they've enjoyed and players that they can trust. Like for me, like classic example, I still use Eder Militao, and he's an 81 rated card, but I've used him so much, and he's just you know, he never makes mistakes. He's so good for me, so reliable, that I can't really justify taking him out at the moment until someone comes along that I can look at the card and I can actually like obtain the card and they're affordable to me, and I think, oh, like this boy is really gonna take my team to the next level. I can't really justify taking him out. I mean, if anything, I'm kind of looking towards getting his Champions League Road to the Final card. If it's the only way I'm going to upgrade him is if I actually just get a better version of him. He's just that good. But sticking to the main kind of focus of the video, obviously we've got Umtiti there, decent player. I don't think he's necessarily as popular as say Longley. I think Longley gets used a lot more. but still, TT solid card. So a few pretty decent base gold centre backs. Even Hernandez, he's still solid. I used him like 2 weekend leagues ago, and he was absolutely fantastic for me. This is another one, guys, that I think is really important to take a look at. Is this Ibrahima Konate? So he actually plays for the same team. Like literally, both him and Upamecano are French RB Leipzig centre backs. Now, this card has the potential to go up. I think Leipzig have Tottenham in the next round of the Champions League. I would probably expect Tottenham to go through, but I mean, you just never know, because like Leipzig are top of the Bundesliga, clearly just consistently on the up. They're always improving every year. Tottenham haven't had the most amazing season, so if form comes into it, there's no reason why Leipzig can't turn them over and get into the quarterfinals. I think actually, if I'm pretty sure the way it works with the upgrades on these cards is if the player wins a game, I think when they just like win an individual match, they go up, and then they go up again when they get through. So if say Leipzig won the first leg 2-0 and then lost the second leg 1-0, he would get 2 boosts, I believe, because he'd get one for winning the first leg, like just for winning a game, and then he'd get another boost for making it through that round. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's how I remember it. So there's the potential there for like at least 2 boosts for Konate, which would probably take him above the level of Upamecano, in my opinion. Passing is not that great, but I just think like there's so many different options, and this is just looking at French. We can go ahead and have a look at some of the Bundesliga ones. I mean, there's one that sticks out in my mind straight away, but let's just have a look at this first. So this is another future star, Kabak. Not bad. There's an argument to say that he might be better than Upamecano. Sorry. Sula, I've not used him myself, but I've heard good things about him. Now, I've skipped that one because I want to show him at the end, but there's this guy as well, Ultimate Screams, and just probably not the same level, but still a solid centre-back. And I think that's probably it really for what we cover. I don't want to take it too out of hand and talk about like Boas or anything like that. I suppose even Upamecano himself, he does have that 81 rated inform, which isn't too bad, but obviously you'd rather have the next level card. But the big thing for me, guys, is that there's a player that's available completely for free, and I know that I personally am going to take this guy once I get to the high enough level. So I'm currently only like level 9. I've not really done that many objectives so far since the new season's dropped. I'm slacking a little bit in all honesty, but if you can get yourself all the way up to level 30, you can get this guy. You can get a storyline Akanji, which I don't know. No, these ones don't go up, do they? You'd think they would because they're called storyline, but they don't. These ones, I don't think these ones go up. It's actually the league objective ones that go up. But we get this guy here anyway. Now his normal card is fantastic. I actually really enjoy using his normal card. But if you get this monstrous boost on him, look at the stats on the card. It's incredible. 6'2", medium high work rates. He looks just a brilliant centre back. He's got 90 sprint speed, which is just filthy. And for me, if you can go out there and get that card, I mean, I want to say for free. Don't get me wrong, guys. You got to put in a lot of time to get this done. You got to do a lot of objectives. But if you play this game enough, and you play it as kind of like regularly and consistently as what a lot of people do, and they take it quite seriously, and they want to do most of the objectives. If you just do the objectives for like the icon swaps and the various future stars players, you're gonna get to level 30 just kind of like naturally. You don't have to force yourself to level 30 to get this card. So just doing the other objectives will get you there. And yeah, there's the argument to say that time is more valuable than money. And it's not free because you do have to grind to level 30. But in my opinion, if you like this game enough and if you enjoy playing FIFA enough that you want to just get objectives done, then yeah, that card is essentially free because it's not really an effort, is it? Like the only reason you'd want this card is if you take the game seriously because you want to win. So therefore you're going to do objectives because you take the game seriously, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so plenty of options. If we have a look into how we can actually get this card done though, guys, in terms of the actual cost as well, this is another big thing which really kind of puts me off. You know, we've just mentioned all the various alternatives that there are. This guy, of course, would be untradeable, so you know, once you sink these coins, you ain't going to get them back. And it's a fair whack that you got to put in to get him done as well. I feel like they really overpriced him. Let's have a look at the packs that we get. So Jumbo Premium Gold Pack, just a 15k pack. That's shocking. It, like, back on like FIFA 12, that would be decent. You know, you could actually pack something in that. But FIFA 20, no chance. You ain't getting nothing in a 15k pack. You got to be extremely lucky if you want to get something in a 15k pack. I mean, to be honest, you don't even really get boards like ever. I struggle to get boards in like mega packs and like rare mega packs, let alone a 15k pack. So don't even think about that as being a decent pack. We've got a prime mixed players pack here. A few rare golds, not much. Like, granted, there's going to be a few rare silvers, which are going to be quite useful at this time because of the future stars. Not that great though, in my opinion. Not that valuable of a pack. And then a premium gold players pack. I mean, again, like, not that great. That's a 25k pack. You're getting literally 3 rare gold players there. It's not that great, guys. The general like pack return is a pretty low value, and the way that pack luck is this year, you know, the amount of packs you have to open to get like something half decent, you just can't even consider it. You honestly cannot consider it as any kind of return on your investment whatsoever. So we have a look at the squads that we got to submit. I've got a couple of solutions here. Of course, you know by now that I'm not going to complete this, therefore I haven't bought the players, because, you know, all I've done is just speak quite negatively about it. But yeah, this is the squad for the first one. So you do need an inform for this one, guys. It's an 84 rated squad, and just has to have at least 1 Bundesliga player. It does need 80 chemistry though, which is going to make it difficult. Kind of obviously forces you into getting particular players. You know, naturally you'd think just go for a Bundesliga team, and that is what I've got here. So I've got Sommer in goal, Hamzik's there, Ginter, Tar, Tadic, Javi Martinez. We got this guy, Inform Ginczek, or Ginczek, I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name, but he's in the current team of the week. Now guys, I would honestly recommend, whenever you need to submit informs, going for players from the current team of the week is always the best way to go, because those cards, because they are like currently in packs and they're getting, you know, pulled out of packs pretty consistently, because the pack weight is obviously like, you know, they're only 82 rated, you know what I mean? Like, if it's probably easier to get like an 82 rated inform than it is to get like just an 86 rated normal gold. Like, you're not, chances are you're not going to get a walkout. So they're getting pulled all the time, therefore there's loads of them on the market. There's a really high supply of them, so therefore they're going to be a lot cheaper. There's probably a bit of demand because of this SBC, but then I suppose a lot of people probably just thinking the same as me, and they're thinking that, like, nah, it's just way too expensive, so they're not going to go for him. But he's going to be a cheap card. Same with a lot of the informs. This one just works quite nicely because obviously he's German and Bundesliga, so it works for us here. We got Havertz, Muller, Perisic, and Mario Götze. Muller being a walkout player, but he's one of the cheapest walkout players. He always is every year. I mean, I'm not even really sure how he's still actually an 86 rated card. He seems to have gone downhill a bit from what I've seen. But hey ho. Second squad, again an inform, again an 84 rated squad. This time, instead of a Bundesliga player, you need a French player. Only 75 chemistry in comparison to the 80 chemistry on the previous squad. So the squad that we've got here, guys, is Casillas in goal, João Moutinho, Danilo Pereira, Raul Albiol, Kepa Arrizabalaga in left back there. Goalkeepers tend to be quite useful for SBCs as well, guys. I mean, goalkeepers are just not generally that useful, like on FIFA. Even a lot of like the high rated keepers are just really poor in game, even if they look like they should be quite good. So there's a lot of goalkeepers that would just literally hold value purely because of their rating. So goalkeeper is always quite a good thing to put in. So we got Kepa there, William Carvalho, Pizzi, Fekir, Diego Costa, Lamar, and then as our inform we've got Santi Cazorla. Now a lot of you guys have probably got the Santi Cazorla Fitness card, which is the same rating, but it does have to be the inform, unfortunately. EA kind of trolling a little bit there. I mean, it doesn't have to be Santi Cazorla, don't get me wrong, but it would be quite nice if you could submit other cards, but it does have to be a Team of the Week card. But that would get that one done, guys. Both of those squads there are looking at basically like roughly 60k each. So you're talking about 120k already just for those two squads. Obviously, the inform just adding a bit of cost onto it there. And the final one, they don't even need to name. They don't even need to name it this time, guys. It doesn't have to be called Bundesliga or France. They're just going to go 85 rated squad. Just, you know, short and simple. Just does what it says on the tin. You know what I mean? Like 85 rated squad, 70 chemistry this time. It's the lowest chemistry requirement of any of them, but to be honest, it's still quite a bit. Like, it's not exactly easy to get a 75 or like an 80 chemistry squad, and I wouldn't say it's easy to get 70, to be honest. But we're going to go with Casillas in goal there, Borja Iglesias there at right back. Albiol makes another appearance. Javi Martinez pops up again. This time we got De Gea then in at left back, 89 rated card, but like I said, goalkeepers, they literally just seem to hold value because they're rating. David Silva, another big SBC fodder player. We got Andres Iniesta, Iraramendi, Vidal, and then the Atletico Spanish dynamic duo. We've got Morata and Diego Costa up top. And that, guys, will get you that SBC done if you want to complete it. But if you listen to me, then you won't want to complete it. But I mean, there's probably a lot of you guys that have, you know, you've made your mind up, and you know you won't want to listen to me. I mean, what do I know at the end of the day? But that is my own personal opinion on this SBC, guys. As you see, I'm not going to do it today, but it's an interesting one. I enjoy these cards when they come out. I just thought of one thing as well, just before I do end the video. Just wanted to point this out. In the description there, it says basically celebrating his volley versus Augsburg in the 2017-18 Bundesliga season, right? Now, if we have a look at this card, so he has 50 shooting. So straight away, you're kind of wondering, like, is this really a card that's supposed to be celebrating a goal that he scored? Let's have a look at his volleying. He has 29 volleying. I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably wouldn't have smacked that in the net with 29 volleying. So I don't know why they couldn't have just boosted that a bit more. I don't see what's wrong with just like giving him like 85 volleying or something like that. I mean, he's a centre back. He isn't really he's not gonna be hitting many volleys in his time, is he? So I don't know why they couldn't have just boosted that, but it is what it is. EA being EA, I suppose. Hopefully this video was, you know, useful for you guys, fairly enjoyable, has kind of given you an idea as to whether or not you want to get this SBC done. It's helped you make up your mind a little bit. So if it has, then feel free to smash that like button. It really does help me out and the channel. Obviously let me know in the comment section below your opinions on the SBC. If you did it, if you packed anything in the various packs you get for it, and also if you did it, how the card feels, if you've actually, you know, if you regret doing it or not, or if you can completely justify the decision. You know, I've not used Upamecano in general this year, so some of you guys might have used his 81 rated inform and really liked him and thought, you know, I'm going to go out and get his 86 rated card. So just let me know what you think about the card in general. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed already, guys, and you want to do so, then feel free to hit the button and obviously turn on the notification bell just so you do keep up to date when all my new videos do drop. But that is it for me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later.